Hi guys, so today we are going to be talking about Heartsignal episode, what episode are we even on? 12, episode 12. This one was a hard episode and there's a lot to talk about. I've been looking on Twitter, you know, and I think that we have 14 episodes, which means with 2 special episodes, so that means we have this week's episode that you're watching this, and then next week's episode will be our final episode where we find out who gets together. So I hope you guys are super excited for that. This week was very heart-wrenching and just awful. An awful episode pretty much for any couple really that is on this show, so let's just get into it, I guess. So first we have my baby Ridong and the girl he's kind of with now, which is Anna, and I always start off with them and it always is not good. So basically this episode they went on their date and it was super cute. The place that he took her was super cute and I loved it so much, and it was just so pretty and purple and I loved it. But then when they went to like eat and talk, basically Anna basically made Ridong look like he was gonna cry. And I could not handle that. I was not okay with that. She needs to back up and either get with him or tell him straight up that she's not interested, because that boy literally looked like he was going to cry his eyes out at the dinner table, and I can't, and I just I feel so bad. Like I really think Anna is in the Heartsignal house not for like to just find one person and stick with them. I really think she wants to date around, which like is totally fair for her to want to do, but I don't know, I feel like she's just been like put with Ridong this whole time and hasn't really said anything about it. But later in this episode she does, which I do appreciate her doing. And Ridong's been in the house since the beginning and no one's really been interested in him, so he really wants to find one person and just stick with them. So those two together just like don't match at all. And towards the end of this episode, Anna asked Hungyou out, which was good on her, like go off, do your thing, you know, whatever. But Hungyou basically rejects her on this date. But I don't know, it was like a really subtle rejection. Like I didn't really understand it as a rejection until one of the celeb panelists said something. But I don't know, I don't think things are looking good for Ridong. Like I think that Anna might end up actually just picking Hungyou just because she wants to, and that she doesn't really have any feelings for Ridong despite him being so nice to her and just being like the sweetest person alive, I guess. But I mean, if you're not attracted to someone, you're not attracted to someone. In my opinion, we all know my opinion. I just don't think things are gonna end up good for him. Sad to say at the end of this season, but I do like the cute little interaction between him and Jihyon and how they can kind of like talk their feelings out with each other and like be like, he can help her with what In is feeling and she can kind of help him with what Anna is feeling and what he should do with her. And I like that they kind of ended up becoming friends in the end, even though Ridong had a crush on her at the beginning, but she definitely friend zoned him hardcore. But also his little plan to like get her and Inwoo alone when he just walks in the room and then sees they're talking and just kind of walks out. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, I send my heart signal to him every day. Every single week I see him, I will send my heart signal to him. And next we're going to talk about the catastrophe that is Hungyou, Minjae, Gaheun. I really think that the producers are just throwing in Hungyou, Gaheun stuff to like throw us off the trail, basically. Like Gaheun says she tidied up her thoughts, but I don't really know what that means. Like she doesn't say if it's good or bad at this point, but she does keep picking Hungyou, which is kind of weird. But I think she's just doing it for like pride purposes at the moment, like some of you guys have said. And I think the two get along really well, but they're not like romantic at all. Like they have a lot of similar interests, but they don't have romantic feelings for each other, so I feel like they're just friends at this point. Like, I think Gaheun's just feeling hurt at the moment because Inwoo has basically doesn't want anything to do with her at this point. And even in this episode, Inwoo and Jihyon like cry together, so like I don't know, I don't think his mind is on Gaheun at the moment. And hopefully this episode like solidified in Hungyou's mind that he needs to either be with Jihyon or be with no one at this point, because Jihyun's obviously not interested in him. Gaheun is not interested in him. Anna has not shown any interest in him at all either. So Minjae is really his only option, so he really just needs to stick to her. And she made him a freaking sandwich, like, come on. She cared so much and wrote you a note and put your sandwich in the fridge and she made you a sandwich. She is just she's an angel on earth. Like, I don't know what else you want from her. Yeah, so I don't really know what Gaheun's feeling. She's really hard to read, to be honest. And like, her and Inwoo like tidying up their feelings like could mean anything at this point. Like, I don't know what's gonna go down with that. But their date at the record shop was really super cute, and like them picking out dates and stuff. Like, that stuff really suits Hungyou. And then, but also his date with Minjae was super cute, where they went to his studio and were baking, but he kind of messed up when he was like, yeah, I'm kind of conflicted right now. Like, what the heck? And then that really upset Minjae, I'm sure. So hopefully after this episode, after he went to the record shop and Gaheun was like, yeah, I've tidied up what I'm thinking, and hopefully and she said she still wants to be there for Inwoo, whether or not Inwoo actually likes her in that way. So I think hopefully Hungyou has realized that this is a lost cause and Minjae is the one for him. I need a water break before this one. Just a whole mess. So next we're going to be talking about Inwoo, Jihyon, and Hungyou. These people, like, it sucks because they are the most confusing and the most that you can talk about, but I just really don't care at this point. They are like Jihyon is so wishy-washy that I'm just like done with her. And then Inwoo, he was wishy-washy, but now he's just wanting to go for this one girl, and that girl is wishy-washy, so now we have to deal with her being like, I don't know. But it's like, oh, yeah. I mean, if I was in this, I would not want to be her in this situation, but like, so Hungyou's easy. He's going for Jihyon. He clearly rejected Anna in this episode, and so he's just chugging right along towards Jihyun's station, and we don't know if she's gonna let him, like, you know, stop, but we'll find out, I guess. I don't know if you guys understood that train analogy. I don't know what's going on in this episode. So we have Jihyon going on a date. I think she goes on the big date with Hungyou, and like basically the same stuff happens. Like, they're flirting and whatever, and they like each other, blah blah blah. And then she goes on a separate date with Inwoo, which at first she rejected him for this separate date, but then she was talking to Ridong, and then she was like, I really want to go on this date actually, and so then she asked him out later, and it's like this whole thing. And so then they go on a date, they cry, and then they come back. It's a wild time. But at the end of this episode, Jihyon does send a heart signal to Inwoo, which I think is pretty interesting. I don't know if she's changing her mind a little bit, because she was for Hungyou like for a lot of the time, but since her and Inwoo like cried together and like shared that little moment, I think that's what prompted her to text him at the end of this episode. But like, is it gonna be forever? I don't know. And Ridong, when he's chatting with Jihyon, says that he thinks that Inwoo is confused, which I completely agree with, because Jihyon is basically just flipped him upside down, backwards, in every which way, and he doesn't really know what's going on. He was so sure in the beginning, and he went so straight for Jihyon, and then Gaheun, he took a little detour to Gaheun town, and now he's back on track to Jihyon. But like, now Jihyun's kind of like moving to Hungyou, and it's just a whole mess. And Jihyon herself even says that she's like stuck in between the two, which is a very hard place for her to be in, especially since we're so close to the end. But she does tell Inwoo that her feelings haven't changed for him, but her feelings haven't changed because they don't have a lot to go on. Like, she hasn't been on enough official dates with him to really even know his feelings or like know anything about him. So she's still attracted to him, but she's attracted to Hungyou as well, because she's actually like gotten to know Hungyou. And at first she didn't even have a good impression of him, but then after 2 dates she's like all about him now. So she's attracted to both of them but knows Hungyou more. But she also sees that Inwoo has strong feelings for her, so that makes her feel bad. And I think that's why she kind of cried a little bit, because she felt so bad for Inwoo. And like, their timing is just so bad. It's just so messed up, and like, there's no good timing for Jihyon, and like honestly I think she'd go better with Hungyou, just considering Hungyu's so outgoing and she's kind of more reserved. But I think Inwoo might be slowly winning her back, considering that she texted Inwoo this episode. But we'll have to see how next episode goes, because that's really gonna help us rearrange. But I don't know, the final episode will also probably have some stuff that'll change our minds. But I honestly, I don't know if Inwoo's kind of like winning her heart, or she's just throwing him one last text because she feels bad for him. But I also don't know if Inwoo has enough time to win her back at all. But Jihyon is a Pisces, I believe, and I'm also a Pisces. And I just know if I cried with a dude in public, I would probably be more inclined to pick him. Just because you share that little emotional moment. I don't know. She definitely doesn't know what she wants, because she rejected him and then went back to him and was like, can we go out? I was just kidding. Like she doesn't know what's going on. And then because she doesn't know what's going on, Inwoo doesn't know what's going on, and it's just a whole mess. And Hungyu's like, hi, I like Jihyon. And like, that's great. But anyways, so that's all I have to talk about for the episode. But I have a little bit to talk about because some things have been released on Twitter. Some people are saying some things. And I know that previously a picture of Gaheun and Inwoo at like IKEA or something was posted online, but I was skeptical about it at first because, one, this happens every single season, and two, it was just one picture and it was from the back, so like they both look generic from the back. Like Gaheun has long straight hair and Inwoo has like a very boy haircut, and from the back like it could be anyone. So I was very skeptical about it, but now I'm starting to believe it a little bit, y'all, because I'm seeing a second picture of Gaheun and Inwoo, and it was from the front, and it was in very clear lighting, and I'm gonna tell you right now that I'm like 99% sure that that's Gaheun and Inwoo grocery shopping together. So like they could be just hanging out, because there's video of Ridong and Jihyon going to Hungyu's new restaurant that he opened up, but also like Jihyun's not been linked with either Hungyou or Ridong in this series, so like maybe she's allowed to go with them because she's not like shipped with anyone. But Gaheun would not, like, therefore Gaheun would not be allowed to go out with Inwoo or Hungyou, because she's been kind of like shipped with them on the show. But if she wanted to go out with like hang out with Ridong, she'd be like okay to do so, because she's not like shipped with them. Like there's no possibility of them getting together. And in the picture, Inwoo and Gaheun, if it is them, I'm like pretty sure it's them, we're both wearing masks. And that could be because of the pandemic or whatnot, but also maybe to hide their faces, like maybe they're not supposed to be seen together. And like so I'm thinking maybe they could pick each other at the end, but like I don't know how we get to that point, because right now it looks like they don't want anything to do with each other currently. So I don't know how we get from that to them picking each other and being a couple, but I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. But I do have some final predictions that have definitely changed since last week. A little bit, just a little bit. But I do plan on, before the final reveal of who chooses who, doing a prediction and then filming my reaction to the end, because I don't want to know, because I want y'all to see who I think it is before it's revealed who it is, and then my initial reactions to who picks who, because that is very exciting. So that's just like my plans right now. But I've been doing final predictions since like last week, and so I'm going to do this week and next week, and it's probably going to change a lot, to be honest. But currently, how I think it's going to roll is Ridong picks Anna, but then Anna picks Hungyou, which I think I said last week. And then I'm thinking maybe Minjae and Hungyou pick each other, and Inwoo and Gaheun pick each other based on the released photos that may or may not be real, but I'm pretty sure they're real. And then I think Jihyon picks Inwoo, but then Inwoo picks Gaheun, and then Hungyou picks Jihyon. Is that everyone? I think that's everyone. So Ridong picks Anna, Anna picks Hungyou, Hungyou picks Jihyon, Jihyon picks Inwoo, Inwoo and Gaheun pick each other, Minjae and Hungyou pick each other. And so I think it's gonna go down currently, but that's probably definitely gonna change next week. And that leaves us with only 2 solid couples, which usually happens, but it seems kind of messed up on our show about love, but whatever. But anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think below, who your final predictions are. Have you seen these pictures of Gaheun and Inwoo, and like what do you think? Because I was really skeptical at first, but now I'm like kind of believing it because we have more pictures released. But yeah, let me know who your final predictions are and what you thought of this week's episode. And don't forget to like, comment below, and subscribe and turn on the bell for notifications because I upload these every single Tuesday before the new episode of Heart Signal. And I will see you guys next week. Bye bye.